Welcome to the Nocturne Gallery. Today we are opening a fascinating, really complex file on Francisco Goya.
And on the woman who captivated, infuriated, and maybe even inspired him more than anyone else.
The infamous 13th Duchess of Alba.
Exactly. This is one of the great historical scandals of the 18th century Spanish court. We're talking about passion, high society, and a whole lot of intrigue.
So our mission today is to, navigate all the rumors that have linked Goya and the Duchess for centuries.
And to look at the actual artistic evidence they left behind.
Right, and to uncover the real-world consequences of mixing art with this level of scandal.
It's a story about what happens when an artist becomes completely obsessed with someone who embodies, well, everything the establishment is afraid of.
Okay, so let's start with her, the central figure. Maria Teresa Cayetana de Silva Alvarez de Toledo, the 13th Duchess of Alba. What was her reputation really like? I mean, for you listening, just picture the most famous and talked about woman in all of Spain.
She was a phenomenon, just an absolute force of nature at the Spanish court.
Famous for her beauty, her incredible wealth.
And for her fiercely independent spirit. She was known to be high-spirited, you could even say arrogant.
And she loved national fashion bullfighters. She was a populist in a way.
She was. And Goya's infatuation with her was serious. We know his attachment really hit its peak in the late 1790s.
She clearly held a very special place for him.
But then the relationship takes a really dramatic turn around 1793.
Okay, what happens?
The Duchess gets forced out of Madrid. She's exiled to her estate in Sanlúcar de Barrameda.
And this was because of the Queen, right?
Yeah.
Queen Maria Luisa.
Pure jealousy and political maneuvering. The Queen couldn't stand the Duchess's popularity and beauty.
And here's where it gets really interesting for our story. Goya goes with her.
He does. He accompanies her during this nearly year-long exile.
Now, there's no hard documentation, no love letters that survived or anything.
No, there isn't. But their relationship is just. It's widely considered to be a fact. It was intimate.
So what's the evidence then?
The strongest evidence we have of their closeness is the Album of Sanlúcar.
The sketchbook.
Exactly. It's a series of drawings Goya created during that time in Andalusia. And this collection is often called the chronicle of their intimacy.
It's not just formal portraits then.
Not at all. It's personal. It's her in these unguarded moments. It's raw.
So this period sets the stage for what comes next.
It absolutely does.
We really can't discuss Goya and the Duchess without talking about the two magnificent paintings. La Maja Desnuda, the Naked Maja, and La Maja Vestida.
The Dressed Maja, yes. These two works are permanently linked to her name.
They both show the same model in the exact same pose.
Lying on a couch, supporting her head with her hands looking directly at you.
Can you describe the Naked Maja for us? I mean, it's often described as having this overflowing vitality.
It's one of the most frank depictions of female nudity in European painting up to that point. There's no classical excuse, no Venus or nymph.
It's just a real woman staring back.
Without any shame. And it's that direct gaze that was so revolutionary and so scandalous.
And then the Dressed Maja provides this amazing contrast.
It does. The model is painted in a bullfighter's costume, a white suit with this yellow and black bolero.
The very fashion that the Duchess herself championed.
Precisely. It's a direct link to her persona.
So what does it all mean? I mean, the legend insists the model for both of these paintings was the Duchess herself.
And that's the heart of the myth. People loved the story. The rebellious Duchess posing nude for the artist who was obsessed with her.
But this brings up a really important question. Can we actually trust the legend?
Well, the fascinating reality is that the evidence, it contradicts it.
Now, so?
Despite all the rumors that the paintings belong to the Duke of Alba, we know for a fact they were owned at one time by someone else.
Who?
Manuel Godoy, the Queen's favorite.
Wait, Godoy. The political rival of the Alba family. The guy who was close to the Queen, who exiled the Duchess.
The very same.
That changes everything. If he owned them, it wasn't a private romantic commission for the Duchess.
Exactly. That shift in ownership points to a totally different possible model.
Pepita Tudó.
Godoy's mistress. Many historians now believe Godoy commissioned Goya to paint his own lover, not the Duchess.
Okay, so the official story is starting to crumble. What does the Prado Museum, where the paintings are now, say about this?
Well, this is what's so fascinating. The Prado has made a definitive statement.
Him?
They've asserted that the Duchess of Alba, and I'm quoting here, undisputedly did not serve as a model for either of them.
Undisputedly, that's strong.
Very. They say the model's facial features just don't match her authenticated portraits.
So the mystery remains unsolved, But the official facts lean heavily against this romantic idea of Goya's muse posing nude for him.
Right, but the paintings and the Duchess, they remain bound together in art history anyway. The legend is just too powerful.
But the story doesn't end there, because Goya's feelings about the Duchess were, complicated, to say the least.
Oh, very. To understand his emotional state, you have to look at his print series, Los Caprichos.
Which he worked on around the same time, right? 1797, 1798.
Right after his most intense period with her. And this is where we see a kind of artistic revenge.
Okay, let's unpack this. There are two specific pieces that seem to hint at their relationship.
The first is a drawing, Sueño de la mentira y la inconstancia.
The dream of lies and inconstancy.
Yes. It shows a woman with a double face, two faces. It's widely seen as Goya's way of, well,
Cursing her to hell for the drama she put him through.
that's a good way to put it. It's a bitter personal attack disguised as social commentary.
And the other one?
Then you have plate 61, voliverant. It means they flew.
I've seen this one. It shows a woman with butterfly wings.
Right, which symbolizes inconstancy, fickleness.
Yeah.
And for centuries, commentators have identified that woman as the Duchess.
So Goya is publicly calling her out for being flighty and inconstant.
In a way, yes. But this kind of free thinking in his art, this willingness to satirize the powerful, it had serious repercussions for him years later.
Okay, so how did it come back to haunt him?
Well, fast forward to 1815, the Napoleonic Wars are over, and King Ferdinand VII is back on the throne.
And he restores absolute power.
And with it, he revives the Inquisition.
The actual Spanish Inquisition.
Yes. And Goya gets summoned to appear before the tribunal of the Inquisition.
Why? What was the charge?
He was called to testify specifically about the authorship of the Naked Maja and the Dressed Maja.
All those years later.
All those years later, the paintings were confiscated because they were deemed obscene, and Goya was forced to explain who commissioned them, who he made them for, and why.
That must have been terrifying. The stakes were incredibly high.
Absolutely. This could have meant prison or worse. He had to navigate it very, very carefully.
So the story of Goya and the Duchess is less about a clear-cut love affair.
And much more about how an overwhelming personality can fuel monumental art.
Even if the facts about the Majas don't really align with the famous legend.
Right. What's so incredible here is how this relationship, whether it was romantic or purely artistic, it led to both Goya's greatest creative output in Caprichos.
And his greatest legal threat before the Inquisition.
A complete paradox.
If you enjoyed this journey through the Spanish court, make sure to subscribe and like. It really helps us know what mysteries you want us to explore next.
And we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on.
Okay.
If the Duchess of Alba definitively did not model for the Majas, and Goya knew that simply naming Godoy as the patron would have protected him from the Inquisition.
Which it probably would have, since Godoy was out of power by then.
Exactly. So why did he choose to risk everything? His freedom, his life to claim authorship of works so closely linked to the woman who is a source of both obsession and, personal torment. What was he protecting? What was worth that risk?